What I'm about to reveal is so toxic that even Mona Scott Young could need a hazmat suit. So hold on to your wigs, lock up your prenuptial agreements, and have someone give Yandy a stress ball. Harris is seen by Mendy as Mr. I've changed. Mr. Reformed family man, Mr. Loyalty is everything, and he reportedly outperformed himself in the cheating Olympics. This time around, the surprise that will send shivers down your spine is that insiders say Yandy discovered the same information that the rest of us did that. Jasmine is purportedly pregnant again through a leaked OB file in a Tasha K live stream. Can you guess who is being called out for his deception? You guessed it, Mendy notices. Harris saying, "Oops, I did it again." Yandy is now snapping, hurling phones, canceling negotiations, and diggily approaching Mendy's in pink highlighter and drama. Glitter in a scene so explosive that the H1 producers required treatment afterward. Who's telling the truth? How did this train accident occur? And did Mendeecees actually use funds meant for child mentoring to finance his side project? I know you're not ready, but because the scandal is just beginning and the tea is boiling, hit the play button anyway. Let's discuss betrayal, but not just any ordinary Helios X's Instagram post. I'm referring to a level 10 soap drama in which he threw his possessions in the street at midnight. How do we get here? This is betrayal because infant Mendy sees that Harris has just put reality TV Armageddon mode on. And you can be sure that sanity is holding on to a lace front. This is treachery marinated, slow roasted, and served with a city order of how dare you travel back in time and prove that mendeecees wasn't always trying to cosplay as the Black Mr. Rogers. Oh, it took years to create. We remember him as a Harlem hustler who eventually married and made a prison bit a reality. He came out of prison with his words tight, his suit tight, and his falsehoods even tighter. She stood 10 toes down, seemingly guarding Wakanda, and it made half of Twitter shout "Yandandy" with such fervor, while the other half muttered, "Girl, blink twice if you need help." May God bless her devoted heart. The Shadow essentially wrote a TED Talk on how to manage your man while he's out, doing whatever he wants in the name of love or branding. The script, however, did not include this. Instead, it featured Jasmine, the human story twist, the girl with more scandals than censorships, whose picture would be prominently exhibited in glitter and press-on nails if there were a Hall of Fame for chaos in hip-hop and love. Few people on the internet recognized that, let's face it. Speculations were already beginning to swirl when she returned in the shot looking oddly quiet and radiant. This is because she's the same Jasmine who effectively turned Kirk Frost into a walking meme. When Tasha K shared mysterious Instagram tailies that looked like a particular Harlem husband, she had been asleep for weeks, been occupied and awaiting the NDA paperwork from Oben. When she went live, we realized she wasn't just drinking wine, even though we thought she was reaching out to us since it was old tea. The internet went crazy as TikTokers acted out the drama with wigs and fake baby bumps, turning Twitter into a funeral for Yandy's mental health. Instead, she had receipts, a supposed sonogram file, and a voice note that sounded a lot like mendeecees whispering, "Calm down, baby, I got." Then, along with the rest of us, Andy delivered the ultimate gut punch when he learned that she was actually mid-insiders, including the sister of a hairstylist cousin, claimed that Yandandy threw a phone across the room and yelled, "I knew." And I knew what he said he was done with her, but oh no, Sissy wasn't done, he was just reloading in the meantime. mendeecees was Mia, not a post. She was DM'd by someone when she arrived at a live meeting for her skincare brand. One source says he fled away to his mother's house, while another says he made a last-minute Airbnb reservation under the name Doyle. There is no comment, no clapback, just a ghosting. There was only one black and white Instagram story that read, "What tower, do you even think that's possible?" If it was a fake, wouldn't Jasmine be live posting bump selfies and calling Tasha K a liar with her entire chest? The irony is clear, and her silence only served to stoke the fires. Let's actually break it now. Down Jasmine, who has supposedly taken a break from television to find peace and healing, gets pregnant again by the same man who nearly destroyed Yandy's marriage the previous time. Is this a coincidence or a premeditated move? According to the ex-friend, who will go by K for legal reasons, Jasmine has been making plans for months in her purported 17-minute outburst. This ain't even the first test she took, she further asserts that Jasmine faked the ultrasound reveal for Max by keeping 3 separate pregnancy tests and choosing the one with the darkest line. We all believe the pitch deck to Mona Scott Young, labeled Single Mom Second Chance spinoff, because of Mona Sissy's controversy, which turns her into a Nazi celebrity who can be used indefinitely. Fan pages enlarge on Jasmine's most recent images as we go on to Tasha video, which gets 1 million views in a single day. While yandy is reheated, T-Money allegedly verified the shared business card account fee utilized for their youth mentorship program and found several payments to wait for it to appear like Parenthood. Is that a baby bump or just nice lighting? In addition, she reportedly sent Quinde warnings as if she were an illegal shootout, canceled brand photos, and disregarded her glamorous staff. Do mendeecees utilize the mentorship fund to send Jasmine Uber credits, Whole Foods orders, and even pay for baby massages using the same card he used to buy school supplies for kids at risk? Or was it just a chance that the maternity spa got Jasmine D? The former accountant who ran her mouth over the blog's assertions is now unemployed. A member of the Love and Hip Hop team claims that yandy was blown away by a birthing sweet peak. Unexpectedly, she showed up to the studio in sweatpants, her eyes brimming with anger. As the tale gained traction, celebrities started to comment. They say she hurried past producers, grabbed Mendy's shirt, and exclaimed, "You got her pregnant with my brand's money. Oh, you're going to give birth to out the window the cameras weren't rolling, but don't worry, Mona. You're finally realizing what I witnessed back then. Loyalty is a one-way street when you're dealing with clowns." Eric Amina wrote in an enigmatic tweet. Jasmine's silence ended at midnight when Remy Ma said, "Sim under a shade rumor repost." If Remy Ma is saying nothing, you know it's bad. Fans went crazy after seeing a fuzzy Instagram story with just a digital microphone drop and the phrase, "less I'm coming." There was no apology or denial, just a flicker of a positive pregnancy. Tess got, in addition to DC's trust shell trending all nasty, Jasmine's pregnant hashtag why Andy deserves peace. The next morning, there were rumors that Mendy's guest had hired a lawyer, not because he had cheated, that was only Wednesday, but because yandy had allegedly locked him out of the mentorship company server, frozen all of their joint accounts, and worst of all, Jasmine had allegedly told Mona, "I want the fans to watch that stick turn pink in 4K. Her camp is calling for a public paternity test." VH1 apparently rented a penthouse in Atlanta, booking mendeecees and promising them a check to show up. Producers are referring to it as the explosive sit-down that no one saw coming, but now that we see it, we can see it. Are you unable to quit staring? Where were we? Yes, mendeecees is reported to have crashed on his mother's couch while dodging legal smoke, like he did in Grand Theft Auto Baby Mama. While Yandy freezes accounts and Jasmine tweets enigmatic pregnancy test photos that resemble the trailer for the Scandal revival. Part 2 is where things really start to fall apart, so let's dive right in. Remember that report that Mona Scott Young rented out an opulent penthouse in Atlanta? Well, an assistant producer who was immediately dismissed for disclosing the information claims that it wasn't simply a speculative blog post. It was true. What was supposed to be 2 heartfelt monologues was transformed into an epic reality TV ambush when Mona Sis played Puppet Master, as if it were her own Hamilton-style narrative twist. Jasmine and Yandy were requested to shoot separately. For the shoot, according to reports, Mona deceived both women into unexpectedly arriving for the same scenario at the same time. The first person inside was Jasmine, dressed in a full glam, full lace front, full balanced Psycha hoodie. 5 minutes later, Yandy enters the room wearing sunglasses indoors, without makeup, wearing a black sweatshirt and a rumpled bun, not for fashion for war, and possibly concealing a second trimester bump dot. In addition, she took a lawyer, a large manila folder, receipts, and a purported secret mic in case the filmmakers attempted to distort the facts. Her sole goal was to confront Menek's mess. Before you start yelling, just know this baby isn't just his. It's yours to marry into this, Jasmine remarked gently to Yandy in a leaked mic audio that is presently circulating. On TikTok, it exploded when the producers rolled cameras before either woman spoke, sensing the tension simmering like gumbo on a gas burner. "I've been covering up this man's lies for years, but I'm done protecting him," Yandy said, going silent. And slamming. When she left, the crew was in complete chaos, but don't worry. Mona is already editing that scene for the mid-season finale, so it wasn't a waste. Meanwhile, mendeecees made a reappearance after avoiding BH1 contracts and moral clauses. He went live from a cheap hotel balcony rather than his office or a studio, and his voice was so weak that you could barely see his face through the big sunglasses. He started off slowly, expressing his love for his family and admitting that he had made mistakes. Memes, mashups, remixes, and even a gospel rendition of his words became viral in the comment section. All your kids, wait, how many are there? But let's get back to the money because, while Yandy is fighting for her dignity and Jasmine is planning her maternity glow-up, the real fire is financial. Yandy, being the strategic queen that she is, has subtly put together a legal dream team that makes it seem like Olivia Pope meets Cardi. He asked, referring to Andy's kids, Jasmine's baby, and Wynn's #AllMyKids. Someone auto-tuned it and made it into a whole TikTok dance, according to an anonymous court clerk. B's defamation lawyer learned that someone DM'd the shade room from their burner. Yandy has filed a motion to audit all of the joint accounts linked to mendeecees, including the Hair Family checking accounts, the mentorship nonprofit, their joint podcast brand, and even the shared MX card used to schedule appearances. He found regular payments under the guise of personal medical services and confidential care packages. Translation: he was covertly forfeit and take full control of their podcast and nonprofit properties. We're not done yet though, because the next big twist in this story came from someone no one anticipated, Erica Mena. Although she has been quiet lately, she responds to Infill Glam and goes live with a full beat when chaos strikes. One alleged screenshot from 2022 shows men dismissing Erica, while a bowl of grapes sits like a messy Greek goddess and drops the following gem. All I can say is that if you knew what mendeecees said to me while we were married on set, you would have deleted every Black Love Goals post you ever made about him. We're at a full triangle, possibly square, and Yandy's team is furious. Her publicist released a statement saying that legal action is being considered for character defamation and that some people are pursuing influence behind closed doors with malicious intent, while Jasmine's team is playing offense by trying to have a public paternity hearing in Atlanta family court with cameras. One insider says Yandy's team is Lennon Gento. In a voicemail, she said, "I want the world to see if I'm lying, but if I'm not, everyone will have to apologize to me." They are allegedly pitching a new narrative bossed up betrayed, but supporting a whole new brand focused on healing business and rebuilding after betrayal. And you know what? Tasha K hasn't finished either. She released part 2 of her expose, this time featuring hazy footage of mendeecees and Jasmine holding hands in a hotel lobby. It's unclear whether the footage is authentic or deepfake, but it doesn't matter because in the eyes of the public, Mendy is seen as guilty AF. And Mona isn't letting this happen, a moment wasted. Insiders claim that Yandy has already approved a 3-part reunion special with the working title Love and Hip Hop DNA DMs and Divorce Court. The Atlanta date stamp was acquired 2 weeks before her most recent family photo shoot. Was it a coincidence, or was it a man smiling with one family while slinking off to Bildana? As the world watches this firestorm burn, something deeper is happening beneath the surface. And multiple sources have confirmed that a skincare sponsor has already posited their campaigns for one children's product. To top it all off, she's allegedly flying out Tasha K, Jasmine Yan, Dandy, Mendy, and Amistry's witnesses who claim that she also had a liaison with Mendy during his redemption Tara. What follows? In part 3, Jasmine finally comes forward with the baby. She has receipts, and Mendy tries to make a comeback but ends up making it worse. Just when you thought the scandal couldn't possibly go any deeper into the abyss, Jasmine finally breaks her silence. Therefore, Mona pulling strings for ratings is irrelevant because the internet is locked in. The partners said that they're reassessing the reputational risk translation, meaning that Yandy's reputation as the ideal mother and devoted wife is in danger, and that no amount of ring-light confessions can make that disappear overnight. This isn't just any hey y'all video. This was Jasmine's redemption arc, and she came ready to shake the table until her legs snapped. Here's what happened in a segment shot specifically for the upcoming Love and Hip Hop DNA DMs and Divorce Court. The production crew concealed cameras, and her lawyer walked ahead of her like she was testifying before Congress. No rant, no weak apologies. This arrives in full Mona Scott Young fashion. Her Apatow flips the script, flips the bag, and possibly even flips the entire franchise, because if you think this scandal has reached its peak, you obviously don't understand how reality TV works. She doesn't let her down though, as she calmly opens the manila folder she's been carrying like a Chanel bag in every leaked paparazzi photo and pulls out a stack of documents, including OB from Sultry and records, shadow receipts, and cash transfers from mendeecees. This wasn't an accident. It was messy, to be sure, but it wasn't a mistake or audacity, she says, staring at the camera as she sits on a plush velvet couch with a glass of lemon water by her side, as if she were about to divulge government secrets. Jasmine claims that the villain era is thriving and that her alleged pregnancy was a part of a truth moment during which she stayed. But she doesn't scream or cry. I gave him a chance to come clean, but he didn't. So now he's going to pay me and this baby what we're owed. The internet detonate test instantly gains popularity, and fans start comparing Jasmine's sonograms and mendeecees' baby pictures side by side. Yandy isn't just reacting. She's retaliating and recently filed for a forensic audit of all shared bank accounts. She kept quiet for months in order to gather evidence because she knew mendeecees would deny everything. Even though Yandy's children act like they're running their own lab, according to one user's tweet, and even the fetus got mendees. No, so let's not play. She hasn't filed any formal separation or divorce paperwork yet. According to insiders, she's meeting with 3 major platforms to launch a new solo documentary called Unbothered Building Without a Man, which has as its tagline that she supported her husband in court. She's also standing on Business Iconic. And guess what? She's allegedly Mendy, and his infinite delusion tries to take over the story again. And even though the woman from the other timeline smells like a bag, he jumps on Instagram Live from another hotel that hasn't been revealed. In days, looking as though he hasn't seen the sun in days. The video quality is dial-up modem, but the message is clear. He's not ready to let go. He starts off with the usual and then responds, "This ain't about loyalty, sir. Legacy's important and I'm still creating mine. You're out here like a sneakerhead, gathering baby mamas." And speaking about legacy, the comment section was vicious. One admirer said, "Your legacy got receipts and stretch marks rest. I made mistakes, I was under pressure, and I was set up by people I trusted." When you think he's finally going to log out, he drops a voice note from Jasmine, who is supposedly attempting to spin it like she wanted clout all along. "You didn't get set up," the other person responded. Hours later, Tasha K claps back hard and publishes a full-blown breakdown video, so it was a horrible choice. When Tesh plays audio recordings of Jasmine stating, "I never wanted his money. I just didn't want to feel like trash," the audience loses it once more, now more than just a side girl. Jasmine represents betrayal, survival, reality TV retaliation, and legal bombs. The lawyer for Start Flying Yandees files an emergency court motion alleging marital fraud, seeking damages for emotional distress, reaching a financial trust, and purposeful misrepresentation of public image. In addition to gaining complete control over their joint ventures, mendeecees may face IRS scrutiny for allegedly misusing nonprofit funds. Mendy tries to play victim exposed using Jasmine's real voice. She names the mentorship fund again, claiming that mendeecees used it to cover Jasmine's rent, prenatal visits, and even a gift card to a posh baby boutique if it is proven. While Twitter mocks Mendy, she is posting cryptic captions on another live stream, such as "Funny how the truth always comes out when you're out of reach." Scott Young allegedly filmed every court appearance with the judge's approval for a DOA style courtroom miniseries because Erica Mena is back drinking. According to rumors, Erica has archived earlier text threads in case she ever has to prove it. Fans are connecting teenagers and implying that she might be the third woman Mendy sees juggling. Yes, reality has completely left the building. Now, let's talk about brand fallout. Yandy sponsorships. Harder than a Betro special, Jasmine drops another bombshell, entering a clinic with cameras and filming a live paternity test. Insiders say the entire moment the envelope is opened in front of a live studio audience will be featured in the finale. The spotlight feature of her lifestyle brand's upcoming collaboration with a major retailer has reportedly been postponed indefinitely. But here's the twist. Yandy's team is using this setback as an opportunity. Jasmine has reportedly been offered a 6-episode spin-off deal that focuses on rebranding as a motivational speaker and healing motherhood. The show is called Baby Bump, And Andrew Seeps has the audacity, branding, and brilliance. In a final twist of Shakespearean proportions, a third woman has come forward. She's planning a speaking tour called Broken Not Bitter, which will stop at women's empowerment events, Black Business Expos, and even the Breakfast Club for a reveal. When he sees hip-hop and love, he adds, "If you don't sit down and apologize to your children and their future therapy bills, sir, always woo-wows." Whether it's true or not, Mona Scott Young allegedly flew her out the next day because in this world, scandal is always inevitable, but loyalty is optional. Consequently, we have 3 women, 1 man, 1 mentorship fund, financial ruin, a ton of court documents, and a potentially life-altering paternity test. Mendy had best hope that his legacy includes diaper bags, court summonses, and a front-row seat to his own demise if he thinks he will leave this with anything. It's your turn now if you've made it through this entire process. This is only an interval. Honey, everything in a fandom that consumes every moment like leftover Thanksgiving food is the end. Don't just sit there sipping tea like Mona and failing to take notes from this very comment section. This is your moment to shine. Oh no, you are the real MVPs of messy gossip breakdowns, and we want to hear from you. Congratulations. In a PR disaster, your tea tolerance is officially stronger than Yandy's way signal, like a queen rising from the ashes of her husband's death. Should Yandy finally cut her losses, get her money, and embark on that boss mom solo tour? Or, to put it another way, was Mendy's ongoing Oops Baby trilogy part of the reason behind Jasmine's pregnancy, or was it a deliberate move? We're reading everything like Jasmine carefully reads those pregnancy tests and with full production. Lighting, he should smash that button harder than Yandy did when she left the studio. But let's be honest for a second, are we ready for a mendeecees Baby Daddy Diary spinoff, or should he just be? We women and reality TV have completely forbidden us. Kindly post your most outrageous theories in the comments section. Memes, TikTok, timelines, phony screenshots, and lawyer-related items are what I mean. Subscribe because this problem is far from over and the next big discovery is already in the works. For example, it's Mona's production hotline. And you recently found out that your baby daddy is well known in the hip-hop and love communities. Forever is the next optional debate. Every meltdown has at least one voice note leak. I'll see you in, and stay dirty and inquisitive. The subsequent explosion